Excuse me?
This is the global insurrection against banker occupation. This is not my phrase. This is Max Kaiser's phrase. Give him all the props. Max Kaiser, K-E-I-S-E-R. Max Kaiser's been saying this for years, I guess. This is
Kaiser been saying? What has he been?
Kaiser has been saying, this is the global insurrection against banker occupation. Let that sink in. Global insurrection against banker occupation. What you're seeing in the pig countries, Portugal, Ireland, Iceland, Greece, Spain, what's happening also in Tunisia, Greece, it's all part of the same insurrection against the banksters, against Goldman Sachs, which runs our government, right? Societe Generale and all the German and whatever the European ones, they are part of the European Central Bank. That's a different sphere, but they're all buddy-buddy, right? We're in Geithner's going over to Europe because we have to end up bailing out Sarkozy and Merkel because they can't get their shit together, because it turns out when the Greeks reject austerity, it means that the bankers can't get their debts paid off because their debts are being paid off by sucking out the life of the Greek worker.
So are we against banks or banking policies?
I am for the bank. I am for banking as a financial activity as long as it's, I think, kept in check by a true market that doesn't allow for corruption and greed and buying of government officials who write the rules or buying of bureaucrats who write the regulations, right? I'm for banking. I'm not an anti-capitalist, but I think banking system is a tumor right now, and it needs to be reduced down to more like a utility where it offers credit to people, it offers lines of credit, but it must take collateral. When did we ever stop? When would you ever give a loan to somebody without collateral? You'd be a moron to do that, because if they bailed, it's your loss. But there's a mechanism to protect you. It's called collateral. It was invented a long time ago. These banks decided that they could split the financial atom. They were so clever, they didn't need to be bound by the rules of law and physics and collateral, because they could just borrow and leverage, and the banks would always be bailed out by the Federal Reserve, so they didn't have to obey by the rules of collateral. And that's why that's why the debt value of the derivatives is $700 trillion, when the actual value of the economy is like 10 times less.
Well, in order to make the changes that you're talking about, you need legislation. And in order to have legislation, the political will has to be there. Right now, it doesn't seem that the political will exists in Washington, D.C. How are you going to solve that problem?
The political will doesn't exist because it's never going to exist, because they're bought and sold. The only way to get it fixed is to unelect all of them, wipe the slate clean. Why is the incumbency rate 90%? Yes, it's because the politicians draw the districts in funny looking shapes so that they include all their constituents and they get just the right numbers to win every time. But it's also because we've disconnected, we've tuned out. We've tuned out of local politics, we've tuned out at federal politics. That's why people don't vote anymore, right? And I used to think people didn't vote because they weren't informed. No, people don't vote for rational reasons, because if they don't like the two choices, I'd rather abstain.
It seems that the Democratic and Republican parties are now become obsolete. Therefore, do you think a new political party is going to come out of this movement?
Absolutely. I think Obama is irrelevant. The Republicans are just a laughingstock. And the Democrats have proven to be completely inept and as bankrupt in a lot of ways as the Republicans. They're just not as socially crazy and primitive. But yeah, both parties are screwed. They're irrelevant. We need a third party that we can trust. Fresh slate.
Thank you very much, and good luck.
Thank you for being here. I'm Ethan.